Hey everybody, welcome. My name is Kurt, aka the Vitruvian Gamer, and I'm here with a new playthrough. This time we're playing this game here, Dungeons, Dice and Dangers by Ravensburger Alea, and designed by, you might know this guy, Richard Garfield. Yes, he now made a roll and write, and that's what we're going to play. Now this is a 1 to 4 player game. I'm going to play the solo version of it. It's a little bit different from the multiplayer version. I will mention the difference when they show up, but the flow is kind of similar. So what we have here is a sheet of the dungeon here with a bunch of numbers, a bunch of monsters as well, treasures, gems, that we are going to try to defeat. The goal of the game is to defeat all of these monsters in the dungeon. Now this is only one of the 4 dungeons that come in this game. I'm using the paper version. I actually laminated the dungeons as well, but as you can see this might be the problem. But you have the basic one. The next one is this one here, the clumsy cultists. We have the puzzled pyramid and the defiant dinosaurs, which is the hardest one. I haven't played that yet. And they all have different things as well, different areas, so it's a bit different if you play a different dungeon. But we're going to play the easy one, Annoyed Animals here, and well, I will show you what's going on while it is going on. So without further ado, let's get into that dungeon. We have 5 dice, 4 white and 1 black die. Normally the starting player, or the player who's active player actually, rolls all these 5 dice. And let's do that for the first time. This is our first roll. There we go. I hope you can see it. Yeah, it should be okay. And if you're the active player in the multiplayer game, you can use the black die. And the other players can also use it if they want, but they have to pay one of these spaces here. They have to cross out one of these 3 spaces. So that's all. They only can do it 3 times as a passive player. You can get 3 more, as you can see, by getting a treasure and choosing this option. In the solo game, we are always passive players in the case of the black die. So we always have to use one of these in order to use that die. And what do we want to use? Well, we have to make pairs. We have to make 2 pairs of these dice, and that's the numbers we will be using. Now, how do we use them? Well, we can, for example, this time we can make an 8 or a 6. We can make a 10 and a 4 as well, as you can see. If we ignore the black, I try to ignore the black one in the beginning of the game because, well, we only have 3 uses of them. So, normally in a multiplayer game, you have to cross out 2 squares in the dungeon, according to some rules. In the solo game, that's the same. And if you don't do that in the multiplayer game, by the way, you get damage. And this is your health rack. And if you ever get to this spot here, then you lose. You're out of the game. In the multiplayer game, in the solo game, you're also out of the game if you get here. But if you damage one of the monsters during your turn, you don't have to use the second pair of your dice, and then you don't lose health because of that. The downside of the solo game is that every turn where you do not harm or damage one of the monsters, you also get a wound, which is different from the multiplayer game where you don't have to damage a creature every turn to avoid damage, but you have to fill in 2 squares every turn to avoid that. So we have rolled this result, and we have these green areas here. These green areas are these green squares. They are the starting squares, so we have to start there. And the closest monsters, they are at least, well, 3 spaces away. So we will have to see how we can get to one of them as fast as possible. And I'm looking at these. Let's see. Ooh, this is not great to start with. I think we will. What will we do? Probably start here with a 6 and here with an 8, so we can start working towards these and maybe that monster here. All right, so let's do that. So we have the 8, so let's cross that out, and we have a 6. There we go. We have begun. So we filled in both. We used both pairs, so that's good. We do not lose life because of that. But we did not damage any monsters, so we're already down 1 life point. Okay, now important to remember, or to tell you, is there's this big bad boss here, the beefy Virpion, which we also have to defeat. A lot of hit points. But whenever we defeat him, we also get 2 wounds. So actually, we're not allowed to lose too much health because we need enough, well, to get those 2 wounds from this guy. And also, we see this track here, a very important track. This is each time we get points, or these gems are points, then we cross out one of these squares and we get points for that, times 3 at the end of the game, because the goal is to score as many points as possible in the solo game. We also have these symbols here in the left corner here. There are some spaces that have this symbol. If we manage to cross 5 of the 6 of those squares, then we get 3 gems, which is actually worth 9 points. And this one means if we can connect this starting area with this starting area in some way, then we also get 3 points. All right, so let's go. Our second roll here, folks, and I'm going to try to talk a little bit less now and play a little bit more. Okay, so we can, let's see, we want to get here, and oh, that's a good one. So I have a 9 that I can make and a 5, which mean I can go here, which is the 9, and I'm going to show you this a little bit closer. This monster here, they have 3 numbers associated with them, but only one is in dark black. Of course, black is always a little bit dark. So I need, at this moment, I need a 5 in order to do 1 damage here. If I ever cross out this 3, then I can mark this 3, and then the creature can be hit with a 3 and a 5. If I get, where's the other one? Oh, and I had this 9, I cross off this 9, which means I can also do this. So from now on, 5s and 9s can hit this monster, which is perfect. And we have a 5, as mentioned, so we can do 1 damage to this monster. It has begun. We don't get damage because we did damage to at least 1 monster, and now we can go to the next one. All right, perfect. So what will we have? And we can have 8, 10, 5. So we could do 5 again and damage this one here, which would leave us with a 10. Okay, we could go here. The 10 here will do the same thing to this monster here. It will activate the 10, and we will be next to it, so we can start dealing damage to this one with 8s and 10s. That sounds like a great plan. So let's do that. 10. So now we have some more options, and we will do use the 5 here. All right. Now, the most important thing is not to forget that while we're doing damage to these creatures now, we have to work our way towards some other creatures, because if they are defeated, we need other creatures to deal damage to, of course, to avoid getting damage ourselves. Okay, what did we get? Ooh, that's neat. We could make a 2 and a 10. The 10 could damage the Greyhound here, and the 2, it's of course a number that you don't roll that often. Oh, but I don't think it's so, maybe I can use it for here, so we can start working our way to the purple pup. Because I could also go here. This is a spot where you need to have 2 of the same, no matter which ones. There are places where, for example, you need a 4 here, and you need to roll 2 2s in order to cross out this spot. So this, of course, could be useful. If we go here, we might roll a lot of 7s and be next to here. Of course, if we can go here, this 4 will make this one a little bit more vulnerable. Oh, difficult choice. Of course, if we go here, we can start our way up there. Oh, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm going to use that 10 to deal damage to the Greyhound. And as said, I could now forgo the other pair of dice because I did damage to one of the creatures. That's only in the solo game, don't forget. But I think I think I'm going to go for this. I'm going that way. I hope that's a good choice. We'll see. All right, let's go. Okay, we have a 6 maybe and a 10. So we could again deal damage to the Greyhound. That leaves us with a 6. The 6, there's a 6 here, which we cannot use. It's not the greatest one. We already used the starting 6, so that's not great either. So we have two options. Either we don't use the 6 and the 10 and we don't do damage to the Greyhound and we use these dice for something else, or we do damage and we ignore the 6 and don't get damage. But I want to move. I need to move as quickly to other monsters. I could use the 4, but I will need to use a black die. But I could use this combination here in order to go to this one. And that might be a good one, right? Let's do that. So I'm using one of my black dice that I can use this game to use this one. And then I have a 10, and let's deal damage with the 10. All right. Next. Okay, and I have, of course, have to do it like this. So we know that a 4 also hits that one. All right, perfect. Let's go. We have, what did we roll? Oh, a 3. We could make a 4 as well. So we can hit that one. And we have 8, which also hits this one. But I want to move. I want to move farther away, which is not going to happen with an 8, I assume. Yeah. So I might still use I could make a 5 and a 7 as well. Oh, and now I wish I was here. 7 is not great. I could make a 3 and a 9. I could hit him with a 9. And I might do this 3 here to make him more vulnerable. But I think I will use the 9 and 3 combination. 9 and 3. I'm going to start working my way here, because you want to score points as well. So I'm going to move this way as well. Oh boy, let's see what this will bring. Next. All right. Oh, another low roll, which is not too shabby. I've got a 5, which would defeat this one, and then I can use the 2. But what will the 2 do? I could go here and start working. I really need to. Oh boy, this is I could defeat him and then I can start working my way here, which is not the worst idea. But what to do with the 2 then? What else can I do? I can make a 4 as well and a 3. With the 3 I can 4, and then with the 3. Do I need to make him more vulnerable though? I'm going to go for. Oh, this is too bad. The problem is, if I defeat this, then 5s and 9s will not hit any monster anymore. So it might be too early. The good thing is, then I clear this road here and here to continue. And let's do that. I'm going to go. So 5 here. That defeats this, and it scores me 2 points, as you can see. We always score the most points. In a multiplayer game, if you're the first one to defeat a monster, you announce that, and you score these points. If you're later in the game to defeat the same monster, you score the right part. So, that means we scored 2 gems. The first gems are done, and we have that 2. And that 2, I probably should do it here. I could also not use it, but that would be silly, right? So let's go here and let's start our way over there. Okay. Next. This one didn't go in there. All right. So what we have, a 4 and an 8 could be the option. 4 here or 8 here. So what is the most useful thing? I think we're going to use that 8 and keep the 4 to do damage. The 8. Or is there a useful 4 here? I don't think there is. We really need to roll 10 or 11 to start working on this way. 11, I want to roll an 11, that's for sure. I could make a 12 as well. but that's at this moment that's not useful yet. So let's use the 8 and let's use the 4. There we go. Okay, we're doing okay wound wise, but it might change very quickly. Okay, we do have an 8, so we could damage the Greyhound, and that would leave us with a 6, which is not too shabby. We can go here. Yeah, let's do that. Let's use the 8 and the 6, so we can get closer and closer to the big guy, which we can start working on, and then hopefully also try to make our way down. We might want to defeat the Greyhound and start going to the White Wolf. All right, let's see. Okay, 2 and an 11. Oh, an 11. That's interesting. If we use 11, we could also use 11 on this fellow here, but I think we're going to have to take damage in order to start working to our way down here. And that's what I will do. So I'm going to use the 11 and I'm going to use the 2 as well. I can use it here or here. I'm going to go here for now, and this gives us 1 gem. Okay, and 1 wound, sadly enough. Okay, let's go. All right, 9 or 10. 10 can do the Greyhound. That's cool. We don't have a 4 or an 11, or we have to use the 6. So that's not the option that we want to go for. So we can use the 10. That would leave us with a 5. Okay. All right. So if we use the 10 to do damage to the Greyhound, gives us 2 points for defeating it, and the 5 that's left over. So because we use this, and now we have a 5. Let's use that to go down. Let's go further now, because now that this is defeated, we can go this way. All right, that's how it works. Okay. Next, but now we only have 1 more creature that we can damage. So that's dangerous. We only can damage creatures with 4 and 11s. So that's dangerous. And as you can see, I did not roll any of those. I did roll ones, a lot of 1s, which might be a problem. Okay, the 2. I can still use the 2 if necessary here. I cannot damage any monsters, so we're going to take damage for sure. But what to do with the 5? Oh, I just colored my dice tower. What to do with the 5? Well, I can go here, probably go this way, and who knows, get some more points there, which is not the best thing. I wish I could go here or here, but there's not an option for 5s. Nope. So we have the 2. Let's go here. Yeah, that's the only thing we can do, and the 5 here, and no monster was damaged, so we take a hit. Okay, now just to paint a picture, I played this game solo 3 or 4 times before this one. I won once, so this might be a short game, but if we're lucky it will take a little bit longer. We have no 4 or 11s, so we're going to take a damage again, but we need to find a way there. We could take a 9 and a 6 and get closer there. That's not too bad. We could use the black die and go to 12. No, it's a 3. Sorry, I saw a 6 there. So no, that's not an option. So 9 and doubles, so that might be an option. We can also go 9 here, but then I still have a 6 or doubles. 6 we can place here without any effect. 6 or, yeah, let's go for this one. I'll take 1 hit. Now we want to get treasure, either to get more hit points. So if you get a treasure, you choose one of the 3 rewards here. This one gives you 3 more life points, which can be very useful. This one, a torch, gives you 2 options. Well, 2. You can go to an adjacent area 2 times for free. without rolling dice, so that can be super useful. And this gives you 3 more options to use the black die in your roll. So they're all good, and as you can see, there's only 2 treasures out there, so you have to make a choice. Okay, I really want to use the 4 now in order to damage this one. That leaves me with a 5. Which is too early. If I was here, I could use that 5. So the 5 is really not great. Oh boy. But I really need to stop taking damage now. So let's use the 4. And don't use the 5. I'm not going to use the 5 if it doesn't help me. So if I leave this empty and I ever roll a 5 and I cannot place it anywhere, that's not good news. So that's why I'm keeping my options open. You have to take advantage of that. The rulebook says so even. All right, we again have a 4, so we could deal damage again, but that leaves us with an 8. And the 8, oh boy, we're rolling the wrong numbers, folks. The 8 doesn't help me at all. At all. I don't have any options to put down an 8. So that's not good. So that means I can either use the 4 and not take damage, or I can see if I can use different combinations here. I can also get a 7, and then I have a 5 left, which is also not great. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm just going to do this for now. It's not the best, but oh man, it's starting to get dangerous now. Okay, so we do have an 11 if necessary and a 5. Now the 11, I could use it to hit the purple pup, but the 5 is so worthless for me that I'm going to try to find other options. And the big option that I want to do is take the 11 here. But again, leaves us with a 5. But I'm okay with that for now. I could also use the 10, but that leaves us with a 6. And the 6 is not great either. I could use a 7 to go here, and then I have a 9, which can be placed here. So there's a lot of options here, folks. A lot of options, but I think I really want to go for the option maybe. Oh, but that's an 11 again. And that's also an 11. So I wish I had a different number here. Oh, 9 and 7. I'm going for a different route. I'm going for the 9 and the 7 and take 1 hit, which is terribly dangerous. I really... Oh, 11s are so important. I could have taken the treasure as well. I forgot about that. All right, let's see. Oh boy, I should have done that maybe. Okay, we have no 4s or 11s, so we're going to take hits again. We do have a double, which can help us go here. And then we have a 10 left, which can help us here. But again, take damage. Okay, so let's see this as an investment. So we have 10 here and doubles here. And take 1 hit. Wow, this is going really quick in the wrong direction. Okay, let's see what we get. Oh, we have a reroll here. Okay, so again, I cannot. Oh, I can deal damage to this fellow with a 4. That leaves us with an 8 or double, which is terrible, terrible, terrible news because I don't really need 8s at all. Oh boy, I could make a 6, and then I have a 6 left. I could also use that black die again, and what will that bring me? An 8, which is terrible, and I could make 8s or 10s. A 10 can go here, but that doesn't really help me. An 8. Oh boy, this is terrible. This is going really bad. With a 4 I can also do this, but then again I will take more damage. The 6 is really eyeballing me. Okay, let's take 1 more damage, folks. I'm going to... Oh, it's not 6 and... Can I do... Yeah, I'm going to go for using the die. And I'm going to go for 6 and 8. So this one now is vulnerable, but they take another damage. Now the most important thing is, if I reach this one here, that means that I will already die because of this one. if I defeat it. So I definitely need the treasure then in order to get some more hit points. Okay, so let's see. We have we have 8 and 5 that we can do. Oh yeah, that's what we're going to do for sure now. So we're going to use the 8 to deal damage to the white wolf and the 5 right here, and finally we can start hitting the baddie as well, the big bad beefy Vitruvian. There we go. Okay, and no damage this time. That's great. We have an 11. We can hit the purple pup, but we can also hit... Can we also... Yeah, we could also hit the white wolf. And then we have a 10 left. With 10, can we get closer to this, to something with a 10? Not really, it looks like. We can cross out this one. As if I use the... Again, the problem, if I use... Oh, the 11. But it leaves me with a 7 and a wound. But, so should I... should I take a wound? So I could do this. Get more life. Which can be really useful. But then I have a 7 left. Which would still help me go to here. But... Oh boy. Would give me a damage. Yeah, let's do that. It might be the stupidest idea. So we have the 11 and we use the 7 and we get 1 more damage. So let's do this. Okay, so now we can cross off these ones, right? Okay, so we have a little bit more room to breathe, but not a lot. Okay, 12. Okay, we can hit with 12 or with 4. So because I want to hit this one here, but the 12 allows me to finally go this way as well. I think I have to do this, although we don't roll that many 12s, but I think we still need to do this. So the 4, I'm going to use the 4 on this one now, and I'm using the 12 on this, which gives us a gem, and now makes room for this part, which was not that easy with the 12. Okay, there we go. Next we have, okay, 3. We could make a 5 and have a 7, but the 3 and 9. Can we hit someone with a 9? No, we cannot hit someone with a 9. The 3 would be very cool to have the second treasure here. I don't have doubles, so I cannot go here. I could make an 11 and put it here, but that's not the best idea, I think. So maybe still go for 4 or 5. 4. And then if I use 4, then I have 8 left. And 8 doesn't help me at all. If I use the 4, then it's 8. If I use the 5, it's 7. 7, 7, 7. Yeah, I could go here. We'll see. Yeah, let's use the 5 and the 7. 5 and 7. Okay, and let's make our way here. Who knows? To the 11 again. There's a lot of 11s that I can use. Okay, so we do again have 4 or 5, which leaves us again with, it's the same result. With 4 and 8, so 4 and 8, or we can use 8 and 4. 8 and doubles. Yeah, that's what we will do. We hit this one with 8 and take doubles here. Going our way to the punk hair. To get some more creatures that we can damage, and that's also the goal. They need to be defeated. Okay, so we have doubles again, but it's not necessary, but we have an 11. We have an 11, which is pretty neat maybe to put here. If we do so, we still have 8 left, and we can still damage one of the creatures. Or we could take a 9, and then we have a 10 left. With 9 we can go further here, but we don't hit anything. So I think we will do the 11 and the 8. So 11 to go here, so now we can start hitting the monster more. And the 8, well, we are going to hit this one again. There we go. We're slowly, but slowly they're being defeated, and then that means we have less options. Okay. Oh, 9 is not good, 6 is not good, so this is not a great one. or we have to reach something with this. 9, we can go here, then we have 6 left. And we've been having trouble with those 6s, right? They're not helping us at all. We could also use the black die to have a 10 or a 7, which is also not the best. We could make a 7 and a 9 to go here. Ah, boy, but that's not perfect either. So what will we do? Oh boy, we will take damage, that's for sure now this time. So which combination is the best? The 6 is terrible. Can I put a 6 or a double anywhere? I'm afraid I can't. And if I can't, then I get damage as well. Which is terrible. I don't want to, I could use a 6 here still. So let's use the 9 and here, I guess. Yeah, 9 and 6. Yeah. And we'll take 1 more damage from the monsters because I didn't harm them. Alright. So, and if you calculate closely, if we take 2 more wounds, then it's game over. Then we cannot defeat the big boss anymore without dying ourselves. Okay, so let's see what this brings. Oh, this was a 2. Okay, so we can do damage, that's for sure, with an 11, and then we are left with a 5. The 5, we cannot get, well, we can get here and make this one more vulnerable, but that's not so important. We could do damage on this one. Now, what else can we do for damage? We could defeat this one and do damage here. We can make a 7 and a 9, 7, 9, but then we take damage again. Then we're next to this one then. Oh, but that's not so. Oh boy, I think I'm just going to go for, yeah, 11 and 5, 11 and 5. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. 2 damage to the big bag boss. All right, next we have low numbers. We can hit with a 5. Okay, that's not too shabby. We also could hit with a 2, or with a 4 or an 8, but we want to keep these alive unless this is necessary. So I'm going to do damage with a 5 here, and then use the 7 to get closer to that way. All right, it ain't over until you know who sings. And now, what will we have here? We have an 8, so we can harm. We can do damage to this one, but we will defeat it. And then we have a 10 left. With 10 we can go here, which doesn't really help us, but we can get closer to getting this bonus if we survive afterwards. We also have 2 9s if we want. 9, but that doesn't help us unless we use the black die. But is that a good idea to do so? So we can defeat this one, that leaves, but that removes the options of 8. The 8 is not useful anymore if we defeat this one, which is kind of sad, but it is what it is. I want to keep that black die if necessary. So I'm going to use the 8 and defeat the white wolf for 2 more gems and use the 10 to get maybe that bonus. We'll see. Okay, do we have something that we can use? Oh boy, this doesn't look great. We do have an 8 or a 9 to go closer to this one, but we cannot harm the enemies with this roll at all. Dang it, I should have done the other thing. So we're going to take 1 damage, that's for sure. So we might as well want to get closer to this, to here. But what to do? What will we keep? Will we keep? So we are going to use a 9 or an 8 if we use them, and the other one we have left. So 8 or a 9 that we have left. Where can we use an 8 or a 9? Here or here. So yeah, let's use these both. Yeah. Oh, terrible. 9 and 8 and 1 damage. So 1 more damage and it's game over. And we still have 2 difficult hares to defeat and the boss. Oh boy. This is not going well. Okay, we can hit the purple pup with 4. if we want to. We cannot hit the baddie here. We cannot hit the hare either. None of them. So we will have to use the 4 to defeat this one. Oh boy. And then we have an 8 left. Can we use the 8 or will we use the 8? I don't think we will. No, there's no use to use the 8. We could make it 10 and go further down the road here towards the 8 maybe here. Will we do that? Maybe I should. I'm going. It might be a very bad idea, but I'm going to use the 10 to go here and try to make our way to that 8 here so that we can use an 8. Oh boy. Now we're really close to being defeated, folks. We do have a 5 and a 6. Okay, so that's not too shabby. Or a 3 and an 8. The 3 can hit here. And the 8, oh yeah, that's what we're going to do. 3 here and 8. Oh no! Oh, I almost did it wrong. This one needs 2 of the same, so we need to roll 2 4s. So we cannot do this. I cannot. So this one is not done yet. That's why they put pencils in the box. Yeah, let's use the 5 and the 6. So 5 for here and 6 for this spot here, and we'll see. I did not really have to do the 6. That might have been a bad idea, because now if I roll a 6, I cannot place it anywhere, then I'm doomed. Okay, what did we get here? Another 3 and an 8, but again the wrong one. Oh no! We can also do 5, and that leaves us with a 6. There we go, that's the 6. So let's just do the 3 here. So now we hit it and we ignore the other one. With the 8, we're not going to use the 8. Oh, we're close to dying or to finally being saved here. Okay, we have 5 if we want to. Oh, the 8 as well. Oh, perfect. So we have 2. We can hit the primal here, and with the 8, we do this now, which also gives us one of the fist symbols. I think that's the first one we got. Oh, so we're not really going for points. We're going for survival here. That's clear. Oh, this we have to reroll. Okay, so we could have a 12 if we want to. We have a 2 as well. So we can hit this one, and then we are left with a 9. Oh, by the way, the 8 can now be used. Very important. So I think I'm just going to use the 2, and that leaves us with a 9. That absolutely is useless, I guess. So yeah, let's keep that for what it is. All right. So as long as we keep hitting them, we're surviving. Okay, let's go. Try to go a little bit faster now. So we could do a 5, and that leaves us with an 8, 5, or we can do an 8, and it leaves us with a 5. We have a 5. Do we have room for a 5 that's useful? Not really. So let's just do 5 and 8. All right, yeah, let's do both. Yeah, let's hit him twice. Okay. We have 5 and 6. So let's just do 5. I don't think we can do anything with the 6. Oh yeah, let's do 5. Yeah, 5 here and use the doubles here. And maybe we can still do that connection for the 3 bonus points. Well, actually 9 bonus points. 3 bonus gems. Okay, again a 5 and a 9. Or an 8 and a 6. Yeah, we also need to hit these 2. These are difficult ones to hit. But still, we can hit the boss. And that's all we do now. Okay. We keep rolling 5s. Now we have 5 and a 6. We have 4 as well. Oh man, how am I going to hit these guys? So let's hit the boss again. Problem is, as soon as we destroy that boss, it's going to be very rough. Oh, this is a good one. A 2. Let's go for that one. We could also do a 3, but 2s are so much harder, right? So 2 leaves us with a 6 left. You know, 6s. We have no use for 6s. There we go. I could also have used the 3, by the way. By the way, you can use the torches to damage creatures, so maybe I should have done that. Okay, so maybe I have to do something like that. That's not the best choice that I did, I think. I was going too fast. and too furious. So let's use again an 8 this time to hit the boss. That leaves us with a 4, and the 4 is useless. Unless it was 2 of the same. Yeah, nothing here. So I'm not going to... If I beat this, then I'm not going to have a high score, that's for sure. Okay, yeah. Okay, this drops. So we have 2. So yeah, let's use the 2. Again, 2s. You don't roll that many 2s. That's for sure. Okay. Let's go. We have another 2. Oh, that's great. I'm going to keep hitting the hare. I'm going to defeat the hare here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we need to roll 3s and 11s, 5s and 8s. 3, 11, 5 and 8. We have 3 and 8. But I think... but then I defeat the boss. But do we take the chance? This is going to be close. Let's take a chance, folks. So I'm going to take the treasure, kill the monster. That brings us here. And then I have 2 torches that I can, if necessary, can use on this punk hare. But I need to, in my next 2 rolls, I need to have 3s and 11s. That's too dangerous. That's too dangerous, right? Should I just do the 3 here? And keep kicking this guy? Yeah, let's do that. I'm not sure. I want to keep my options more open. That was dangerous. That was too dangerous. Okay, so let's see. We do have 5, so we can defeat the boss. I cannot make a 3 or an 11. That's too bad. So I have to do this. 5. It leaves me with a 9. Oh boy. Yeah, I have to do this. So the boss is defeated. Gives us 6 gems. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But also 2 hits. Okay, folks. So now I need to roll. I should have done the torch thing. I need to roll 3s and 11s. I cannot miss any one of them. That's not good. I think we're done. Yeah. No, it's game over, folks. It is game over. I don't have any options to make a 3 or an 11. So in the end, this game is over. So let's cross off this one. We are defeated by the punk hare. That's for sure. No, we lost, sadly enough. One more thing. So now, if I had defeated everything, I would have scored points. And in this map, you score every gem times 3. And then you don't do this in a solo game. And then you just have your points. And the rulebook will give you how well you did. And as far as at this moment, I was... at 72 was my highest, which was did you teach Indiana Jones his moves, which is not too bad. So it's the score that you try to make. If you're playing a multiplayer game and you're not out of the game at the end of the game, which is triggered as soon as someone defeats all monsters, the game will end, and then you will calculate your points. But this activates as well. So depending on where you have put your last cross here, you look at the space underneath it, and that's how many minus points you will get. And that will detract from your score. And that's the big difference also with the scoring of the game in a multiplayer game. And that's the only difference. I think I've mentioned every difference. So yeah, the black dice, you all have to buy them in a solo game, while as an active player in a multiplayer game, you get to use it for free. And of course, you're first in every one of these bonuses, so as you are always the first one to kill a monster or to gain a bonus. We did, and I forgot to see that. So I'm just going to do this just for fun. So we had 3 more gems because I managed to connect 2 starting areas here. And well, yeah, as you can see, there are some other maps that you can play with also different things that you can go for and score more points. which is cool. This also has treasure. This has some smaller creatures or animals that also do damage when you defeat it, and it only happens when you defeat them as the first player, as you can see. So that's interesting. And then you have the puzzle pyramid, where you have some special spaces, as you can see, and this snake thing or worm, whatever it is. And then you have the dinosaurs, and I guess these are pretty hard to do. I haven't tried it yet. I didn't dare yet. So that's it, folks. This was my playthrough of Dungeons, Dice and Danger, the role-playing game by Richard Garfield, Ravensburger, Alea. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the future. Bye bye.